Welcome to our channel, the Himmelbergers. Hope to earn your subscription today. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. We just got a whole load of lithium batteries in, and I don't know exactly where this video is going to go. We're going to open the boxes up, take some voltage readings on them, look at the cells, and so yeah, follow along. This is going to be fun. So here is part of the pile here. I've got one inside already. Let's go take a look. So these are the 280 amp hour 3.2 volt lithium cells. They look to be in pretty good shape. A couple of these here, this covering is kind of coming up a little bit, but so far in this one box, I don't have any, I don't see any dents or anything on them. No hardware in that hole. That's kind of a bummer. The other thing to note is no QR code here. So what does that mean? So let's talk about the QR codes on these batteries real quick. I'm not an expert on them by any means. Actually, when I ordered these, I didn't even ask, do they come with a QR code? Actually, what am I thinking? Where did these batteries come from? We bought these on Alibaba, and if anyone is interested in the specific seller, I can share that in the comments down below, or maybe I'll put it in the description. I don't know that there's a real difference. I have a feeling that they pretty much all come from the same factory or a couple of sets of factories, and the batteries are batteries, but we will see. Because in the future here, I plan on doing capacity tests, all that kind of stuff. I want to see, is this what's going to work for us long term? As far as the QR code is concerned, I don't think that it makes a huge difference from what I'm reading online. On the DIY solar forum, created by Will Pros, popular YouTuber. I'm sure you've run across his videos. If not, definitely go check them out. They're really good. But on that forum, I've heard a number of reports of people getting multiple different cells from multiple different companies, and they all seem to check out. I haven't really seen any reports of them not checking out, and more importantly, if they don't check out, that the company doesn't stand behind it. These companies seem to be very service friendly or service oriented. If there's a problem, they'll make it right. So without further ado, let's get back into the batteries here. All right, hopefully you can see my voltmeter there. And what I'm gonna do real quick is just take a voltage reading on each of these batteries and see where they're at. Let's measure the voltage. So first one here, 3.28 looks like. 3.281. Next one, 3.2834. 3.281. 3.283. 3.283. That's really good, from what I can tell. That means these are all pretty darn close. I mean, to 2 decimal places, they are all right on, and they're only a couple of third decimal places off in this batch right here. I'm trying to figure out exactly what to do here, because I guess I'll come right out with it. We bought a lot of batteries, more than what we are going to need. And so my plan is to actually resell some of the other ones. So if that interests you, let me know in the comments, and maybe we can work something out. I do plan on putting them on a couple of different for sale sites, maybe eBay, local, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, that sort of thing. Because these took 3 months. I ordered these in June, early June, late May. It took a long time to get here, and the supply chain issues in China are not getting any better. Or the issues aren't in China, it's more at our the ports in California. They are just jammed up. So if you're looking to build this kind of bank, you can buy these cells from American suppliers, and we're going to dabble in that a little bit. So the question is, how many of these batteries are we going to use in our battery bank? We got 60 batteries, and I'm torn between either using 32 batteries for our battery bank, because I plan on still doing this at 28 volts, or 24 batteries, which would give us somewhere in between, I think 800 and almost 1100, 800 and change, 1100 and change amp hours of capacity. Real true capacity, not lead acid capacity like we have now. Real true, you can use 90% of it, 80% of it, without really worrying about it. And speaking of that, our plan is to run between 90 and 10% of the charged capacity. We don't plan on going 100 to 90%, or 100% capacity down to 10%. We plan on bouncing between 90 and 10, or 90, 20, whatever, just to try and get them to last as long as they can and that sort of stuff. So anyway, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how many of those boxes am I going to open up. I think maybe let's open up enough for 24, and I can kind of lay out the rough idea of what we think we might do with these. Okay? Whew. All right, quick little update. We've got 10 out. And good news, got the next box open here. I was wondering when one of these holes would have some hardware in it. So let's take a look and see what's in that hardware. Oh, all right, this is just, what are these, M6 bolts, I guess? Lots of them, lots and lots of them. No bus bars yet, we're still on the hunt. So good news here, open up some more boxes and we found one package with bus bars here. And these look like these are legit full copper bus bars. So, yeah, it looks like they're cut to the right length and everything. They could start to oxidize, so that's not great, but they are copper. And that is 24 of these batteries. Figured I may just start with this size, and go on from there. Actually, before we get too far into this, I'm gonna go grab a couple of things. Okay, and we are back, and I've been playing around with a couple of things, but I also got a couple of things here. So let's start out with what I'm going to be using to keep these batteries healthy and safe. So first up, we have a Dali BMS here. This is the 250 amp model, which maybe some people might think is too small. I'm starting to wonder myself, but I've never, with our current battery bank, we have never gone over, I don't think we've ever pulled over 120 amps. And I believe this 250 is rated at continuous. The part where I'm a little nervous is I believe it's rated for half of that on the charge side at 125 amps. But on the other hand, I think that might be good because it would keep my alternator safe when I am charging from the bus alternator. That has a max of 270 amps, but I don't really want to be running it near the maximum. I've got some ideas on that, on how to limit the charging current there, but that's for another video. So definitely subscribe if you want to learn more about how I'm going to tackle that problem. So as far as more on this BMS, this has the little Bluetooth dongle here. So we can connect it to our phone, and we can get all the cell voltages and all that. So that's pretty cool. It also has, these are the balance leads. And this is actually one of the things I'm most excited for. It comes with the URT cable as well, which is something I can plug into my Victron system. And someone has come up with a driver so that I can actually monitor this from Victron Venus OS. I look forward to playing around with that. That's going to be a lot of fun. But then what about this thing here? right? What are we going to do? What is this? This is an active cell balancer. And what it does is it balances the cells all the time. And as you can tell, these wires here are a lot thicker than these balance wires. So they should be able to do a much better job of keeping it in balance. However, I've been watching some videos from the Solar Garage. Great content, great videos. Recommend subscribing. But he's actually been running one of these, and this is one of the reasons why I bought one. But now he's saying that this is actually causing problems if it's running all the time, and it should only run near top of charge. So I may put this on a relay so that it can only run sometimes, not all the time. So we'll see. I may not even install it. I plan on running it just the BMS alone, and then hopefully it balances top of charge. Anyway, there could be problems if this is balancing at the bottom or mid. For days, if it's sitting at 50% and then you try and charge, you might end up with a completely imbalanced pack, because each of these cells is going to be a little bit different. Even at 1 or 2 amp hours difference is going to show up at the top end of charging. So that brings us to how I'm setting this up. And you can see I've got some tape on here, and I did that to kind of represent where my bus bars and connections might be, and I'm missing some, but I thought this might be a good way to explain what I'm thinking about doing. So we're going to do a 8S, so that means 8 cells in series, 3P, so 3 cells in parallel. So the way I'm thinking is group 1 in parallel, group 2 in parallel, group 3, group 4, and so on. Group 5, 6, 7, 8. And then series connect each of those. And this, in theory, I could just have one giant bus bar, maybe out of aluminum, or I might buy a giant copper bus bar, rather than trying to daisy chain a bunch of those little bus bars that were sent with the kit. Actually, I may do that in general. I don't know. It's just a lot of hardware, a lot of individual bus bars and things. We'll see. So the reason why I want to do 3P8S is by grouping these cells in groups of 3, they will help naturally balance each other. So if one cell is starting to drift, the other 2 cells will kind of keep it in line, reducing the amount of work that a balancer would have to do in the first place. It can also help a weaker cell at the bottom end of the discharge as well. And then I don't have to run 3 BMSs, I can just run 1. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Let's talk about some of the downsides to that. Downside number 1 might be, well, if my BMS fails, my battery technically fails. Now, I haven't heard many problems with these Dali BMSs catastrophically failing, but if they did, worst case scenario, I could probably connect directly to the terminals, as long as I wasn't actively charging too high or discharging too low. Within the middle range, the BMS doesn't do a whole lot anyway, other than monitor things. And I have pretty good monitoring through the Victron stuff. And we have low temperature charge cutoffs on solar chargers already through Victron and on the MultiPlus. So there's that. The other thing that I'm thinking is, worst case scenario, I think I may keep some of my lead acid AGM batteries kind of as a dump load if we reach top state of charge, and for cold weather issues, because again, we do use our bus when it's very cold, so we're gonna have to sort out some heating issues and some other things. So anyway, yeah, we've got a lot more that we're gonna be talking about with this whole project. Haven't even begun to scratch the surface. We've got how we can actually assemble the pack physically. We need to be talking about compression, how we're gonna do all the bus bars, wiring everything up, all that kind of fun stuff. I'm actually thinking about even making a slide out tray for these so I can service them a little bit easier. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up. So if you wanna see any of that, definitely give us a subscribe. Comment down below with questions, comments, concerns. Now's the time to help me out if you see me doing something that I really should not be doing and I will regret it later. So I always love you guys helping us out. So thank you. And I don't think I have anything left. Coco, do you have anything else you want to say? No, she's tired out. So check you guys next time. Bye.